straight ahead. I don't know.
Yeah.
Brit Ferran.
And she was quite amazed, and a Norwegian would, you know,
Yes, of
because
course, yeah.
their roads go all over.
Mhm.
So.
I remember when we met Inge and she was talking, that I found her easier to understand than some of the other Norwegians, just like Berger was. So that dialect must have somehow maybe been not as influenced by the Danish bokmål.
Yeah, and it was the same kind as my father.
Uh-huh.
My father talked too. It was the dialect.
So you think that was when I was at Concordia, or when I worked at Whirlpool or something? You think I would have been around then?
Maybe you're in North Carolina.
Maybe I was at NC State or South Dakota, I don't know.
I don't know. Do you remember the summer that Louise was with us for 3 weeks?
I remember Louise being here at 1916,
Yeah, she broke her arm and stayed for
Yeah.
3 weeks.
and she wanted us to go to a ball game. And she said she could get tickets from Mickey Mantle or something.
Yeah, she was.
But that's interesting that Inga Ragnar didn't come.
No, he never came. But I think he had relatives over here. But he never
But
came.
Antoinette, and then their daughter.
Yeah.
Where's their daughter now?
She's in, the kids, Beth and Mark didn't see her, but she is in the same place as she was. She took nurses training, and she's still living in that town where it's not too far from
Allison?
Allison,
Yeah.
because she visited her
I
mother.
don't think I've ever been to Allison.
We never did, except
Yeah.
we were there when we took that trip on the boat
Oh,
trip.
the Huttegrute.
Huttegrut.
Yeah.
Grut. That Huttegrut.
Yeah.
Huttegrut.
Huttig is fast.
It always comes out
Or
as
something.
grut.
Yeah,
me.
like Rumagrit.
Yeah, right.
I don't think, we asked about Rumagrit in Sweden, and I don't think it's so common. I think that's a Norwegian
Is it?
thing.
I don't know.
Because Leonard said he'd seen that when he went to Smorgasbords in Norway. And I think when we were in that hotel in Sundafjord, they had it. But I like it, but it's very rich.
Oh, yeah, it is. Especially the kind they make when it's from thick cream.
Yeah,
I
thick
make
cream.
a very modest kind with milk, but it does have some butter and a little flour
And sugar.
and lots of cream for them, but I just use milk and then some sugar. And it sort of swims in butter. The
Little
true stuff
squares of
does.
butter over it.
Yeah, right.
Did your mother cook many Norwegian things?
No, not really. She didn't do any of the Norwegian cookies. Of course, her mother didn't come from Norway, so. But she made lefse. She was very good at making lefse. It's about
Where did your mother's mother come from?
Ringerike.
Ringerike.
Yeah, but her parents did, but not my my grandmother didn't come from Norway, but her parents did.
They were Marigords?
Marigords.
Marigord, yeah.
It's around Oslo, the closest, and Lom. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've
we were
heard.
in Lom
Were you in Lom?
when we went up to climb the mountain. We came down to Lom after we climbed it. Well, actually, we
No?
went there and then went up from Lom and then came back
No,
again.
not
Not
this time.
now.
No, not now. That was before.
Oh, I know Obert has been up there and kind of, and also Luther Forty.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where she came from. When we were on a bus trip once, they stopped just at a lookout place, and they said, that's Ringerike.
Oh,
What does that mean, Ringerike?
I don't know. Ring would be a ring, I guess.
Round, but
I don't know what
Rika,
Rika is.
I don't know, ridge? No, I don't know.
No. What do you remember about your grandpa?
Her,
Anand?
Oh, Anand Lee?
You saw him, right?
Yeah,
He lived in a different place, so you didn't.
I was very, very young. But he lived, just up the ridge there a ways.
Up the
And-
road and to the right somewhere.
Yeah. Mhm.
I think you showed me that.
And he was a carpenter. He built many churches around in that area.
And the house you were born in, right?
Yeah. And he was an alcoholic, as was one of his two sons, Adolf, the one that was in war. But he turned around completely and started preaching temperance.
Really? Hmm.
So he was through with that by the time he died.
So when he built the house you were born in, how old was your dad then? Did he help or was he still a little kid?
No, he was married.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
So Adolf was, Anand was pretty old then and helped your dad, or was it the other way around to build it?
I wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
All right. Okay, so he was married.
My dad
So-
was.
Yeah. So
My
that's,
other father lived on Elmer's place, Obert's home,
uh-huh.
at first. They lived, I don't know if they lived together, I think, for a while. And then they drew straws, who got the land without any buildings, but it was closer to the main road, and who got the farm with all the buildings on it, but it was off the main road a ways,
And that was the
they'd
rest.
have to drive through our farm to get to their place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dad got the place without any buildings, so they grubbed out 26 stumps just to build the barn, and it was wooded area. But
Now you don't see any trees around the barn at all.
no, I don't know, I haven't been there for a long, long time, but trees come and go, you know.
Mm-hmm. So they built the barn first and then the house?
I don't know.
Oh.
I would have, I don't know.
And what about your other grandpa? Well, your grandma, Anand's wife. What was?
That was Lisa.
You met her.
Oh, yes.
She lived a long time?
She, I think, was something like Bibalana. She would walk around singing hymns all day.
Oh.
20 verses to a song, you know.
In Norwegian?
Oh, yes, she didn't speak English. though.
Really? What about Anna? Did he speak mostly Norwegian or English?
I suppose he spoke, I wouldn't know, but I was not old when he died. I was
But you do remember him.
I do remember, but I was a child.
And what about the other grandparents?
I didn't know my mother's father.
Oh,
He died in his 40s.
he was a farmer too?
Mm-hmm. And my grandmother raised 6 children all by herself.
And then there was the brother and sister that married the brother and sister.
That's my mother and father. And
Your mother and father married a brother and sister.
yeah, that's Obert's parents.
Yeah.
Elmer and Emma.
But it wasn't a wedding, a double wedding or anything,
No,
was it?
no.
It was a different time.
My eyes get so tired from this fan, I think, and air
Oh.
conditioning. I gotta put